I got so quiet, I got so serious. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys had a good lunch. My name is Damien Budnick. I am business development over at AI 2030. This is Xiaochen, as everyone may know, over at AI 2030 and other ventures as well. Yeah, again, thank you guys for coming out, just hearing about us with the whole summary here. And so, just during this short little chat, as we're finishing up lunch a little late, we're just going to be talking a little bit about AI 2030. So I'll pass it over to Xiao. First question as far as why AI 2030? Why responsible AI?
Sure, and firstly, this session should be, he has conversation with Heather, but Heather is not feeling well, so then that's why I just take her place. And just go back to why did I start AI 2030 and what is the mission, and in general, when we just look at how AI is potentially impact humanity and also corporates, and then the individuals, and a lot of time that's really, I think if you just reflect to this morning's all the sessions, nobody's in control, and very few people really know what to do, and this is a collaborative initiative, and we cannot just give this to either the government or to the larger one or few corporates. Then what are individuals' role in the whole global AI agenda? So that's where that I started AI 2030, and we try to build a large responsible AI community, and then within this community, and we want to basically again go back to address a few things. One is that the main goal is build a community and mainstream responsible AI. Mainstreaming in the sense we define in a way that is by 2030, any AI need to be responsible, and it's similar. I always compare AI with climate change, and there is a tipping point where that's after the tipping point is reached, and then there's no way back. Or if the way back, there's a way to address that, the cost to humanity is just too great. In that sense, that how we can just start from now till that time, and then to really identify who share the same vision, who have the expertise, and who also have the passion, and coming together and then provide a different voice, and which is different from the government, different from the corporate, and it's mostly from the humanity and the individuals who care about humanity, and then what is our voice, how we can just bring that voice together, help to shape the agenda. Yeah.
Thank you. I think it's great as far as like how open AI 2030 is open to anyone to kind of join. We signed all a global pledge. Won't get into the T's and C's as most people do nowadays, just scroll to the bottom. But it's a global pledge that everyone agrees that we have this common thread and common knowledge as far as the good use of responsible AI-ness. How are we spending, or how are we showing that message when it comes to these other companies that use AI, and how can AI 2030 benefit from that?
Yeah, and when we just again go back to a few programs, one is that from the Responsible AI Pledge, right? And then it's very clear that the interesting part is that if you just follow the AI regulatory debate, and there's always regulators' message was always to try to balance innovation and protection, and that balance itself is not something very easy. And if you just say, for example, to different organizations at different size are doing different things, then you regulate them differently. That's not normally how regulators approach regulation. And if you don't differentiate them, and then naturally that's if you just have very stringent AI-related compliance system, and naturally the smaller organization really don't have resources to just comply, and then you have so many who are not compliant. Naturally, they need to bear the cost. That also jeopardizes the innovation. So in general, that's to balance that is really critical, and where that's the regulator have their own approach. From AI 2030 in general, we hear a lot from the smaller organization, what they cares, and number one, they don't have enough resources. And number two, then they don't have a lot of talent. And number three, they don't have even the responsible AI awareness. So when we started the auto programming, and then we heard from them, and then we see that's how we can help you to raise your awareness and help you to bring the talent. How do we just bring the right technical solution to you to reducing the cost for you if you really want to do AI responsibly? And one way to do that is through responsible AI pledge, where that you are as SMB, and where that's you want to kick off your responsible AI journey, and then you say here are a list of actions you need to follow. Adopt an AI responsible AI framework. You need to just establish your AI governance structure, and you need to just report regularly of your AI related behavior. So through those kind of choosing framework itself is internal alignment. It's not just choose a framework. You have to really say who is in charge of that. Compare with different framework, which is aligned with my business. There's a lot of decision. If you choose a framework, you actually kick off your responsible AI journey. Establishing the AI governance structure is something where that you really responsible AI need the resources. And to establish a governance structure, naturally you have somebody who is leading this and who is giving resources. And then that when someone got a job and giving resources, naturally this is something institutionalized. And then that this will continue. And then the third part is that if you have already adopted a framework, you also have the resources to do that. And both internal and external want to know how are you doing it. And then you need to improve. So then from the regular reporting, and tomorrow at another the GBBC event, we are going to talk about the way the essence of disclosure, and that is disclosure for climate, disclosure for digital asset, disclosure on AI in general. From disclosure that internally externally can learn, and where you need to improve and how to improve them.
I think that also comes into play when it comes to resources from the global fellows that are in the program and outside the program as well, when it comes to what's soon to be launching next year, the certifications, to allow these people to be key adversaries into those organizations or their communities, talk about the Global Pledge of Climate and AI for Good and AI for All for these things. What are a few things that you're going to be covering over that certification process when people take this program starting next year?
Yeah, for this year, who are now in the Certified Responsible AI Profession Leaders Program? 1, 2, we have quite a few of you. Awesome. And
we couldn't get it.
yeah, you have to wait now. And so we actually, next year will be this is the first cohort, and 12 weeks, where that's, we have 12 guest lecturers. In addition to all these amazing speakers from the forum, all that, within the 12 weeks, that's every week, then there will be 1 hour, lecture, and then also the Q&A discussion, and then within the program, there's 2 in-person meeting, and 1 in-person meeting is today, and for this group, and the other one is in December and in Chicago. There, that we are going to do the ceremony and then present the certificate and all that, and then celebrate. So next year from February 6th till March the 28th, and we'll get the next cohort. That cohort basically will have 2 in person like this, where that's 1 will be in New York. The other will be in Chicago, and then also still 12-week program. We already have a very good guest lecture lineup and all that.
Just kind of simple basic question here, as far as just the globalness of all this. Why are we choosing New York, Chicago, Hong Kong, all these particular areas and not others?
Yeah, this will be my last question, and so we want to go to the next panel. And basically, when we just say we are a new, young organization, you can only focus on, very limited, agenda, because the mainstream responsible is such a big agenda. We just say who are our Shenzhen agent, and where are they, and how can we just reducing the cost for them to engage. So those are the core concerns where that's so. For example, from the training side, we train leaders and we train board of directors because we don't have we know that at the technical level, even at the K-12 level, there are a lot of training needed. Something that we cannot do, and we can partner with others. And a similar thing to the choosing cities. There are so many cities we can focus. But if you think that for our leaders and say within AI 2030 we have around 1,000 members now, and within this 1,000 members, and the majority of them live or work in one of those global cities. So if we want to these are our stakeholder. We want to empower. Naturally, we need to just empower in a way. It's the least cost for them to participate and also get involved, engaged. So that's why when you look at if you don't have this, and you can see the programming. A lot of programming are really in DC, New York, London, and Hong Kong, Delhi, and so those global cities, and where that's the easiest way for us to just get the impact. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Xiaochen. I appreciate that. And again, everyone wanting to know more about this, you can go online to ai2030.org. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'd like to invite Daniela.